The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Central Kentucky high school football starts now.
A chilly mid-October Friday. It's week 10 on Glycod. I'm Chris LaBar alongside Rick Reams. GRC at Frederick Douglass. Boy, those Broncos something else at Bryan Station last week. Really a statement win, Rick.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the game, that maybe one of the Lexington City schools could get Douglass. No, Douglass came out, showed their dominance, won that game easily. And I think, Chris, what that shows is those early season losses, they paid dividends.
This GRC team, Rick, really trying to find their way. They've had a few games without Bryce Chestnut, the key running back, and a credible performance, albeit in a loss last week.
Yeah, I mean, very, very close. That's what they're building for. You know, this time of year, what you don't want to have is you don't want to throw in any clunkers right now. That's what they have to watch out against this Douglass team, who I tell you what can come out and beat you badly if you're not ready to play.
It's really chilly. So glad you joined us tonight on Glycod. Up next, we'll chat with both head coaches. Be right back.
In Technical College, never underestimate you.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
Paramedics do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you, by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
Hi, I'm Sarah Neely. I'm the financial manager at Mill Ridge Farm. Whenever you transition financial institutions, there's a tremendous amount of paperwork involved. Traditional banks streamline this paperwork, and they just made it very simple. Traditional Bank is a locally owned bank that allows us to operate on an international platform. They make my life better, they make my job easier, and they make Mill Ridge a better place.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Rick Reams with Glycod on a chilly night here in Lexington as GRC comes in from Winchester to face the homestanding. Full of tough games lately, close game last week. Tell me a little bit about what y'all learned about your team last week.
We Probably the fact that they are playing better and longer. They don't give up quite as a lot of times in the past. Last year and the year before, they get behind, they get down on themselves. But last week they fought the whole ball game. We actually missed the field goal with, I think, 17 seconds left to go in the game, which would have tied it up.
Well, we're getting towards the end of the year. Injuries, everything are always an issue. Are you going to get any of your kids back? Is Chestnut going to be coming back tonight, or?
Chestnut will not be back tonight. We had a kid that broke his ankle the first week of camp that could be back for playoffs, but I don't think Chestnut will be back. I think his injury pretty much put him out for the year.
Okay. Well, tonight you're facing a tough task with Douglas. Tell me, no coach is going to give me their trade secrets, but tell me a little bit, what did you all work on this week to face this team tonight?
Just mental toughness, not making mistakes, executing your plays like you're trained to do in practice every day.
So with a team, again, like Douglas, they started off the year a little rough. They had a really tough schedule.
They were premier schedule with the Indiana team and the Ohio team.
So this is your first time that you faced them?
Correct.
Are your kids ready for this?
I think they are. I think our kids have met a lot of adversity this year. Like we lost Chestnut after the second or third game. We lost our which would have been our starting running back in the first week of practice this summer, and we just keep fighting back. They really showed the grit against Belfry. We went up there and beat Belfry, and then everybody said Belfry's down, and then the next week Belfry beats Johnson Central pretty good. So, we've got a good bunch of kids that are learning. We're still playing a lot of young kids. We've got, I think, just 9 seniors on this team.
So you told me that you're kind of coaching freshmen. You do a little bit of everything. What's the difference? You said 2 or 3 years ago these kids quit. What's the difference this year?
The mindset that's instilled in them by the coaches. Coach Jericho, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't. I coached for 10 years at Clark County, one other stint with Coach Columbia, and got to hanging around the team a lot a couple years ago, and then they asked me if I wanted to help coach, and I did. So I like the way we have a lot of coaches meetings, and we don't talk football. We talk about how we can develop these kids into good young men, and that's our goal.
And that's what I mean. Sports is sports is sports. My dad always told me, he said, Rick, sports are going to end someday. What's going to happen after that? So I think what you're talking about is you're building these young men for the future.
Exactly. I mean, and this is a different world than it was 20 years ago when I coached, or 40 years ago when I played. It's a different world. You have a lot of kids at our school come from, I'm gonna call them broken families. A lot of kids are living with their grandparents. A lot of them have mothers, but their dad's not in the picture, and we try to fill in that much as we can with them.
Well, I tell you what, that just speaks volumes to me, because being a grandfather and a dad, that we need more people doing that, and these kids, it's going to pay dividends on down the road.
But teach them how to be good men and good fathers. That's a key. In any it doesn't matter what you're doing. I have a fencing company, and I've worked kids in high school since 2016, since I retired, and showing kids right from wrong and how to do things, how to work with your hands.
That's good stuff. You learn stuff on the football field, you learn stuff off the football field, and you coaches are there to do it. Coach Shearer, thank you for the time. I know I caught you. We're not expecting this, but you did a great job.
Jericho's going to pay for this.
We appreciate it. Have a great night. We'll be right back on Glycod.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
Drive with the confidence and security of a pre-owned Kia from Cartown Kia. This incredible certification package is loaded with a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 10 years of national roadside assistance, and 2 years of free maintenance. Choose from over 70 certified pre-owned Kias or over 1,000 vehicles of all makes and models. It's new car driving at used cars prices with certified pre-owned Kias from CartownKiaUSA.com.
I love Head Start.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs, make your statement.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
A pleasant good evening tonight from a chilly farm. It's week 10 on Glycod. Chris LaBar alongside Rick Ream. So glad you joined us for high school football. In this Central Kentucky game of the week, we've seen Douglas a few times. We've also seen GRC, so both teams very familiar with one another.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be one of those games where it's just GRC, they're going to have to put back their 2-game losing streak, lost 2 games. You can't think about that coming out against this Douglas team, because if you're thinking about the past, Douglas is going to put you into the future real quick.
Interesting hearing the comments of assistant coach Vernon Scheer. He's been part of this program in a couple of different stints, and this is a team, albeit 4-4, they are getting better and better each week.
And that's what you're shooting for this time of year. You just got to keep on improving and improving. And Coach Scheer, I appreciate his time that he gave us, but he talked about the mental toughness of this team. And, you know, sometimes you learn a lot in some of these 4-4 seasons, but they build forward the future. But tonight they've got a big task.
They sure do. We'll talk more about the keys to the game in the following segments. Let's transition to the larger scope, the RPI, because it will be very important, certainly from a Frederick Douglass standpoint, with the playoffs looming in just a couple of weeks. There you look at the top 5, and although Douglas is ninth, there is an opportunity here in the next couple of weeks to move up some.
Yeah, and that's what you have to look at. You've got this game tonight, and then, boy, a big game next week against Boyle County. You know, it's one of those things, Chris, that you can only do what you can do. You can just keep on playing, keep on winning, and going from there. But I tell you what, they're probably the best 9th team that I've seen.
Bryan Station is at 8th. You look at those top 3 teams. Mail will play them both in the next 2 weeks, so 2 teams are going to lose in that matchup. So Douglas, again, has a chance in the next few weeks to potentially move up some.
And that's what you want to do. You want to have a position in the playoffs to go ahead, host as many games as you can. You have to play, get to play a lower seed every time, and just keep that going. So that right now, that's what Douglas has to play for.
We talked about chilly. Indeed, it is. Tonight's weather presented by Meijer. Visit their Hamburg location at 2155 Paul Jones Way for any of your shopping needs. Meijer, a proud supporter of Central Kentucky high school athletics on Glycod. It is cloudy, temps in the low 50s, and up top here, albeit breezy, it feels much cooler than that.
Yeah, it does. I think that there's no wind chill that we factored in, and boy, the flag is whipping out there. I hate to say this, but I'm glad to be in the press box tonight, Chris.
Several keys in this matchup. We will talk more about that. Rick will ingest and digest the keys to this matchup. That will be presented by Martin's Peterbilt. We'll have it for you in just a moment on Glycod.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us, and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. college for your world.
Paramedics do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
Hi, I'm Sarah Neely. I'm the financial manager at Mill Ridge Farm. Whenever you transition financial institutions, there's a tremendous amount of paperwork involved. Traditional banks streamlined this paperwork and they just made it very simple. Traditional Bank is a locally owned bank that allows us to operate on an international platform. They make my life better, they make my job easier, and they make Mill Ridge a better place.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Welcome back to the farm. Tonight's keys to the game are presented by Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky. They strive to keep your trucks moving through outstanding parts availability and unmatched service, all while glorifying Jesus Christ and building relationships. And Rick, we talked a lot about what's most important. We do that each week. But for tonight, GRC, they feasted on turnovers this season, and they certainly need more of them tonight.
Yeah, they absolutely have to win the turnover battle. You know, they're +8 on the year, a huge stat, and that's one of those things you have got to, if you're GRC, to have a chance in this game, you've got to get turnovers, and you've got to win that battle. You've got to take control of the ball on your end also.
For Douglas, McPeek, he'll talk about this in the next segment. He's concerned about this game from a timing standpoint. Coming off a big win last week, and they've got a huge one next week, and they've got to start early tonight.
Yeah, they need to start fast and get going. Chris, this is the definition of a trap game. That if you look up trap game in the dictionary, this game is right there, because this is a game, if you look at the records, if you look at the history of both of these schools this year, this is one of those games that GRC is going to have an uphill battle. But, boy, I tell you what, you're exactly right. A trap game. You can't look for next week. You've got to play this week to get there. You lose this game, and, boy, that RPI and everything plummets.
This Bronco front has been so formidable, really, since 2017, since this school opened, and they need to put some pressure on Sam Clements.
And that's the key right there. You've got to make him uncomfortable. You also have to watch him, because he will use his legs to get around the edge if you put a lot of pressure on him. But you got to make him as uncomfortable as you can, and sometimes that can lead to mistakes.
Nathan McPeek, he will talk about perhaps one of his favorite players he's coached in many years, Darion Talbert. You will not want to miss his thoughts on his outstanding star. That commentary when we come back. GRC and Douglas 10 minutes ahead of kickoff in Week 10. And we'll be right back.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
Drive with the confidence and security of a pre-owned Kia from Cartown Kia. This incredible certification package is loaded with a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 10 years of national roadside assistance, and 2 years of free maintenance. Choose from over 70 certified pre-owned Kias or over 1,000 vehicles of all makes and models. It's new car driving at used cars prices with certified pre-owned Kias from CartownKiaUSA.com.
I love Head Start.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with GlyCod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
With fast signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs. Make your statement.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on GlyCod.
Homecoming at Frederick Douglass as the Broncos host GRC tonight on the farm. Coach McPeek joins me, and Coach, really a strong statement win last week versus Bryan Station. As you reflect back, what's the emerging thought?
Darion Talbert's really, really good. He kind of took over that game, I thought. Kind of like how the Smith twins did when we played down at Corbin. Those guys kind of took over the game, against us, and I thought he kind of took the game over against them. Obviously, there's some really good athletes in both programs. There's a lot of speed on the field in that game, as you called it. So, but yeah, they got a good team. We did not play very well defensively. We made a lot of errors. I was very frustrated in the first half with our defense of letting the quarterback out of the pocket. Obviously credit to him. He's a good athlete that made those plays. But, I was really disappointed in our defense and freelancing and things like that. And I know Coach Poe was very upset as well. And, hopefully we play better when we're playing, athletic quarterbacks in the future. But, we're going to have to definitely play well defensively, a lot better against those types of athletes if we want to make a run in the playoffs.
On a positive side, you really minimized Kalen Washington's running ability, especially in the first half. What was the focal point with him?
I mean, you just got to get him on the ground. He's a good athlete. I think they kind of abandoned the run in a lot of ways because, they knew that they had to get Cutright involved and, make him run around and make some plays. But, other than that one drive, they kept running the same play into the boundary because of our alignment issues. I mean, we did a really good job on him. And he's a solid back. I mean, he runs hard. He's low to the ground. He's got good speed. And, we did a good job. I mean, I think they had 300 yards offense, and Cutright had over 260 of it with passing and running. So credit to that kid. He played a really good game, but we got to be better defensively.
You referenced Darion. You've coached so many great players and been part of this program with so many great players. How does he stack up to some of the guys you've coached?
I mean, he reminds me a lot of Dakel Crowdus, which is over at UK. Very twitchy and fast like him. Obviously, Dakel made some plays in his career here that were kind of unbelievable. I don't know that he had quite a game like Talbert did on Saturday. Darion's really, really competitive. He's a very competitive practice player. Out of normally skilled guys, you kind of battle that sometimes in the way they practice and kind of gamers, but he's kind of opposite of that trend. We have, catapult vests on them that track their speed and, their yardage and things like that. And he runs as fast. He has one on. He runs as fast Tuesday and Wednesday in practice as he does in games on Friday, which is what you want in a player. So if I'm a college coach, I'm all over him. Obviously he's not a very big kid. He's not very tall, but he's definitely very explosive. And I look forward to hopefully seeing him continue doing that this year and building into the offseason.
Sophomore quarterback Jackson Stroutman continues to develop. How has your confidence grown in him this year?
I think he's really well. He's growing into his own. He's obviously got great arm strength. He can run. We're continuing to add run plays for him as we build confidence in him. You saw some of that on Saturday. He had a touchdown run on the goal line, and he made another quarterback run on 4th and 1. And he's going to continue to grow. I mean, I think he's playing unbelievable. Obviously, we didn't plan on having to do this with him, losing Cole the way we did. But Coach Harris and our offensive staff is doing a really good job with those guys. And I think Jackson is becoming more a leader too. Like he's saying more at halftime during games. He's getting on people in practice as he gains more confidence. And you got to have that in a quarterback if you're going to make a state championship run down the road. And obviously we have one goal in our program, and we know what that is.
GRC banged up, a little bit depleted. How do you assess what they'll bring tonight?
I mean, I know Coach Jericho really well. I knew him when he was at Paintsville and won a state championship. And, he played at Marshall in the early 90s. I played at Marshall in, the early 2000s. And we kind of knew each other from that aspect. And I have a lot of respect for him. He's got a couple of coaches on his staff that have worked for me here at Douglas in the past and have moved on over there over the years. So really good friends with a lot of those guys on the coaching staff. He'll have them ready. They'll have a plan. They like to run the football, and they do some good stuff defensively. They give you a lot of different alignments. Our offensive line, is going to have to be really sharp mentally to see all the different fronts and alignments that they're going to give us on defense. So hopefully we can come out and play well. This is kind of a, scary game for me as a head coach just because there's homecoming. There's a lot of distractions. We were coming off a huge emotional rival game last Saturday and a day less prep. So I'm a little concerned as far as that aspect goes, but hopefully our kids will come out and take care of business.
Broncos head coach Nathan McPeek will be right back after this.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
From Glycod, it's Central Kentucky High School football. Tonight's game is brought to you by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Never underestimate you. CSL Plasma. Do the amazing. Help save lives. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. Meyer. Higher standards, lower prices. Traditional Bank. Because who you bank with matters. And by Community Action of Lexington, Martin's Peterbilt, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, and Allstate Insurance Agent Thomas Allen. Now to the field for all the action of Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Alongside Rick Reams, I'm Chris Labar. Welcome back to the farm. Frederick Douglass and George Rogers Clark. So glad you joined us on this chilly late October Friday. GRC football momentarily. We'll have Kamani John and Carter Maynard back to return off a Cooper Ranvier boot. And Ranvier pounding one into the end zone, and GRC will start at their 20.
Yeah, Douglas won the toss, deferred to the second half, so this is what we talked about. One of the keys that I think tonight is GRC, they have to limit Douglas's possessions. The way to do that is to have long, sustained drives. It's a tough ask for this offense, but that's what they're going to have to do. You don't want to have many 3-and-outs tonight.
Sam Clements, junior quarterback, his first season as a varsity quarterback. He's accomplished 1,500 all-purpose yards, 14 touchdowns, and an inside handoff to Heath. And Heath will power up to about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, this is one of the important things is you've got to establish the running game tonight. You've got to get your linemen to get some open holes to let Heath run through there.
Heath, of course, the understudy and now the lead share, if you will, after Bryce Chestnut injured 4 games ago. And Chestnut, a very accomplished runner in his own right, but this is a GRC team that will certainly have to have the next man up mentality. Second down and long. And Heath wrapped up right where he picked up the handoff.
Yeah, and again, this is one of those things you don't want to have these 3rd and longs against Douglas's defense. You don't want to let their defensive back kind of pin their ears back and get ready here. So this is going to be a huge play right here to try to get this first down. Keep your offense on the field and do not let Douglas take over.
Josiah Clay credited with that stop. He has had some kind of season as Clay, 5'8", 200-pound senior. And it's 3rd down and long as GRC tries to avoid a quick 3-and-out. And Clements will roll left. Forward leverage will have him about a yard short of a first down.
That's another thing we talked about Clements. He's very, very comfortable running the ball. This is 4th and about 3 or 4, and I'd be very surprised if GRC goes for it here. But we've seen it before where they kind of drop back and do a little quick kick, but looks like at this point they're going to be going for it on this 4th down.
4th down and a long 2 is GRC's offense, for the moment anyway, congregating at the 28. Clay Turley is the punter. And he is not in the huddle.
It's also a thing where you've got to watch for a snap count to try to draw you off sides.
That might be the tactic here.
I'm going to take this all the way down there at 10 seconds. Going to call a timeout, I think, right before delay of game, or may even take the penalty.
And there will be an infraction.
Yeah, that's interesting, Chris. At the first, they tried the hard snap count to get him to jump, but then they waited. I figure, why not just keep on trying? If you're going to take a delay of game, go ahead and keep on trying that snap count, seeing if you can't get someone a little bit excited out there and maybe make a jump. But they decided not to and going to bring the punt team out.
Chris Kirby, the white hat, 5-man crew tonight at the farm. And 4th down and 7 now as GRC will send back Clay Turley. Darian Talbert set to return for Douglas at the 40, and Turley, a spiraling kick aimed beautifully to low right out at the 39-yard line.
Great job there. A directional punt, was able, as you said, got a lot of air up underneath there. Good spiral right at the sideline. No chance for return.
So Frederick Douglass, as you see another glance at the Turley punt. And the Broncos' drive will begin at their 38. Jackson Stroutman, sophomore quarterback. He's gone the distance at that position this year, and an inside handoff across the 41 to the 42, a gain of about 3. It's Tay Allen. There will be no Pharaoh Watts tonight. Watts injured last week, so The running back position will be occupied by both Allen and Dakari Talbert.
You talk about next man up mentality on this Douglas team. You don't have a big drop-off after that.
Offensive line has Kennedy, Meadows, Lightfoot, Johnson, and Madison left to right. Yeah, second down and 7, and Stroutman aims, and that ball grabbed for a first down across the 50 down to the 48-yard line. It's Avion Chenault and a gain of about 13.
Chenault, another very athletic player, receiver for Douglas. And, you know, Coach McPeek talked about Stroutman's arm strength. I think one of the keys they've gotten throughout the year is he's understanding more how to throw that ball, when to throw it hard, when to just kind of place it in there.
Avion's 28th grab of the year. First down for Douglas. Line of scrimmage marked right at midfield. GRC goes 3 and out. Now Douglas up the hill for the first time. And Stroutman out in the flat. Or a gain of about 3 up to the 47-yard line. Nice tackle by Carter Maynard.
Yeah, Maynard did a really good job in the open field. They're able to bring the receiver down because a lot of times he can break those, but that time he was able to get in there and get him.
So back-to-back grabs for Chenault. As GRC forcing second down and long for Frederick Douglass. Darion Talbert in the slot. And now Terry Kaysen right behind him. As Stroutman stares that way, and that ball's batted at the line of scrimmage and incomplete.
Chris, I think that ball slipped out of his hand there. It looked like he tried to grab it back right as it was letting go. Let's see on the replay here. It looked like he just could not hold on to it.
I think you're exactly right.
Yeah, he was got very lucky because he threw it right at a defensive lineman there. So one of those tried to pump and just could not hold on to the ball.
A big third down and long here for both these teams. Tay Allen, that's Talbert. He'll squeeze through the hole, and that's a first down up to the 38-yard line. Dakari Talbert.
Yeah, I tell you what, when you give him the ball, exciting things happen.
Talbert with a burst and a first down, the second first down on this drive. As we see this play develop. Stroutman, the command inside this offense really grown, and that's Darion Talbert in space, and he'll wiggle for a gain of about 1. Great containment by GRC.
Yeah, a really good job. We talked about the fact he's very slippery, very fast, but they were able to spin him around right after the catch. So really good job by the defense there of GRC.
Looked like Carter Maynard chasing that one down from the far side. So he's been active early, and it's second down and long again for Douglas. Just underway from the farm. Broncos 4-3 on the season, and GRC at 4-4. Stroutman, and he's looking for Ranvier, and Ranvier goes high to get it, and that's his first touchdown of the year.
Gets into the end zone. We've talked about him. He's a kicker who's a receiver, but this year he's turned into a receiver who's a kicker. So great job there. Was able to get that ball at the highest point and then was able to make one spin move and get in the end zone.
His 20th catch of the year and the first for a score.
For the senior. Great job by him.
And Ranvier will stay on to kick the point after.
Yeah, he doesn't have long to celebrate. He has to turn around and go back and kick the extra point.
Ranvier pulling double duty. Last week played the first half at Station, then played in the soccer 11th Region Boys Championship. And an impressive start for Douglas. Ranvier on the long touchdown reception. 7-0 from the farm, and we'll be right back.
You know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region, And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Cartown Kia. Visit their showroom at 3120 Lexington Road in Nicholasville, or browse their inventory at cartownkiausa.com. Cartown Kia, movement that inspires.
Cooper Ranvier, a lengthy touchdown reception, and the Broncos lead at 7-0. And Ranvier, his second consecutive touchback.
Yeah, I tell you what, Ranvier, he gets a lot. One of the kids that gets used to legs, arms, everything out there. So does a good job with the kickoff there. So now GRC, again, Chris, they cannot afford to have another 3 and out and give this offense another chance for Douglas.
That pass just out of the width of our camera shot. And the Broncos, leading by 7 as GRC, will have the football for the second time here in the first 5 minutes. Hayden Heath back behind Sam Clements. Oh my, and a high snap, and Clements able to fall on it at about the 7.
Boy, again, talk about just a huge play, putting yourself way behind the sticks there. They were actually pretty lucky to get that ball because Douglas had a defender that was able to break clean and just about recovered that.
Take another glance as Clements, I agree, very fortuitous for that ball to pop up right in his belly. And it's going to be second down and 23.
Not a whole lot of calls for second and 23, but you can't take a lot of chances because you're way back.
You're on the margin of error for GRC, so minute in this game. And Heath going to pound the rock back up to about the 10.
This, I wouldn't be surprised to see GRC go at it the same way. Just run, see if you can break a little bit, but you don't want to get a turnover here on an interception.
Get the sense this front for Douglas really going to have their ears pinned back. One of the keys for them is to put some pressure on Clements.
And that just shows on that snap that the offensive line knows the same thing. They're trying to get that ball back there, get into their blocking position, and just rush that snap.
Cardinals need to advance to the 30 for first down. And they'll have it third down and 20 from their 10. Clements rolling outside of the pocket, and he's going to fling it to Israel. And Israel tackled from behind by Lowe for a gain of 1.
Yeah, Clements did a good job back there getting out of the end zone. Made a long pass, but they only gained 1 yard to come up with a fourth and very long.
That had danger written all over that play on a couple of instances.
You got to watch that throwing all the way across the field against the defensive backs from Douglas.
Fourth down and 19. As the Broncos set for return, Avion Chenault, as well as Jeremiah Lowe back inside GRC territory. Clay Turley will punt for the second time. And Turley, another nice kick through the rain. It's fielded by Chenault at the 45. And Chenault, foot in the ground, down the far sideline, and Chenault is in.
Tell you, Chenault just, again, we talked about his athleticism. That time went untouched there, was able to find his blockers. Great job there. Was able to get it in. Let's take a look. He catches that ball right at 45-yard line and then makes one move right there and turns on the jets, gets to the sideline and goes into the end zone for another quick touchdown for Douglas.
Avion Chenault, his first punt return score of the season. And the Broncos, a formidable beginning as Cooper Ranvier tries to tack one more on. And he'll do just that. Broncos lead by 2 scores, just underway from the farm, and we'll be right back.
I'm Dr. Jenny Millen. I'm owner and chiropractor at Triple Crown Chiropractic and Wellness. I started this practice in 2010, and Traditional Bank is the 4th bank I've tried. After switching, I feel like I'm home. I'm from a small town, and that hometown feel of knowing that they care about where you are now and where you are going in the future, that is a win-win for me.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Avion Chenault, a 45-yard punt return for a score, and a 14-0 Douglas beginning. Certainly not the start Coach Chirico would have scribed on that far sideline.
No, and we talked about the fact that what did Douglas need to do? Come out fast. They've done that. What did GRC need to do? They need to limit Douglas' possessions. They've not been able to do that. They've not been able to control drives.
And Ranvier, a 3rd straight touchback. This broadcast is authorized by Frederick Douglass High School with production rights owned by Glycod Media. Our aim is to provide the most positive representation for all student athletes, coaches, and game personnel. Thank you for watching. So GRC football for the 3rd straight time from the 20.
Yeah, and the last possession they had, a bad snap on 1st down, put them way behind the sticks. They just can't afford to have those mistakes now.
Clements to Heath, and just wrapped up. Probably a loss of a couple.
Yeah, right now, Douglas's front is just having their way. They're able to get back in the backfield, stop the run, stop the pass. So you got to look, if you're GRC, you're going to have to do something to shake things up. Maybe roll Clements out a little bit, try to move that pocket for him.
A loss of 1 officially, so 2nd down and 11. Coach McPeek not at all happy with his team's defense last week. And one would suspect they got the message this week.
I was going to say, I'm sure some of those practices will prove that they want to come out tonight and play better.
Clements rolling out, and he's going to flip it out of bounds under heavy duress.
Yeah, made a big run all the way across the field, then threw that one just out of bounds, so he didn't have to take the loss. But again, Chris, another critical 3rd down. You just cannot keep on doing 3 and outs. They've got to find a way to get a 1st down here, because we saw what happened. Punt return for a touchdown, a sustained drive for a touchdown. You just don't want to give Douglas these opportunities.
Looked like Kamani John, the intended target. 3rd down and long. Cooper Ranvier, 38-yard touchdown reception on drive 1. And then Avion Chenault, the 45-yard punt return for Douglas as well. And a long pass incomplete as Clements tried to find his receiver, Haddon Cecil.
Yeah, Cecil was out there. He was open. Just threw it over top of him. Again, it's very interesting. On all these 4th downs, they go over to talk to Coach Chirico. And it looks like right now they're going to go for it here once again. This one you can't draw them offside. So, Chris, I wouldn't be surprised to see if they play this one out.
Fourth down and 11. Empty set for Clements. And they will go. No, a quick punt. That ball blocked at the line of scrimmage. And it's going to trickle up to about the 28-yard line. That's going to be a 9-yard punt.
Chris, I think that hit his back, one of his offensive linemen in the backside. That's the problem with doing a quick kick. You don't have the distance to get away from it. But I think that ball just hit off the backside there, and just another terrible break for GRC.
Broncos from their 29, and this one certainly tilted in one direction very, very early.
Yeah, you talked about Douglas going uphill. They've been going downhill.
Flip to Chenault. Chenault to the near side, seeking a block through the hole. He parades, and Chenault is in again.
29-yard run that time, Chris. This game has gotten out of hand quickly.
The patience by Chenault to really diagram the whole opening.
Yeah, he had someone in the backfield, and then right there got that one block. And I tell you what, he just, like I say, he is so athletic. You just cannot stop him. Very, very fast athlete.
To Ranvier on again. He's had a touchdown, 2 extra points, 3 touchbacks. And he'll try one more. Hold is down, and Ranvier powers it up and through, and Frederick Douglass in command on glycod.com.
You know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Cartown Kia. Visit their showroom at 3120 Lexington Road in Nicholasville, or browse their inventory at cartownkiausa.com. Cartown Kia, movement that inspires.
Avion Chenault, his second touchdown in the first 9 minutes, and the Broncos in command as Ranvier again for the 4th time into the end zone.
It's a good thing soccer players have. They have strong legs. That's what they're known for, Chris. So it's one of those things that, he has that. And now the rain has started, so we're going to go from a cold night to a cold, rainy night, and that doesn't bode well for GRC's offense at this point.
Take another look here at this Chenault touchdown and just the speed, the burst.
Yeah. Again, you talked about it. He diagrammed it perfectly. Waited, found the hole, and boy, once he hit that hole, he was gone.
To GRC from their 20. Yet to yield a first down. And Clements finding Heath on the handoff, and back to the initial line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're trying to move that offense just a little bit, but as you said, Chris, just not having much luck. Their first drive, they got to about 4th and 2, tried to draw Douglas offside, took the delay of game penalty, but that's the furthest they've gone in 3 downs.
So 2nd down and long. They did have about a 5-yard quarterback rush from Clements on the first drive of the game. That's been their longest play from scrimmage. The pair of receivers flank to the near side. And Heath, the decoy, and that ball batted away. Looked like Logan Busen got a hand on it, intended for Kamani John.
Yeah, John was out there, but Busen, they actually had double coverage in front. Busen was able to knock that ball away, and boy, really Clements got away with one. That ball could have been intercepted. Threw it right into coverage.
The 3rd down and a mile again for GRC.
Yeah, this is GRC's worst nightmare is to have to come out here with 2 minutes, 16 seconds left in the first quarter, be down 21-0 against just a powerhouse in Douglas.
Let's see what the play call is here as the Broncos nearing the line of scrimmage. And a handoff, that was Heath around the far edge.
Yeah, they actually did a direct snap to him, a little bit of wildcat action that time.
Zion Strozier credited with the stop. It's a 4th down and about 6.
I'd be surprised if we're going to see a quick kick here, but once again, they're sending their offense back out onto the field. What's worse there, Chris, is that time they had a lineman move for GRC, which puts the ball 5 yards back. Right now they have Trey Davis in at quarterback. I'm not sure that's exactly what's going on, Chris, but the 5'11 freshman is in right now at quarterback.
Davis has seen some clock at the quarterback position this season. I know the coaching staff very high on him in the future. And it is 4th down and long.
They're going to keep Davis back there.
And Davis back to throw on 4th down, zips it in between receivers, and it's a turnover on downs for GRC as the Broncos outstanding field position again. They'll have it from inside the Cardinal 25-yard line.
You know, you would love to get sometimes in GRC's mindset and try to figure out why they would go for it there on that 4th down. Give the ball back on the 19-yard line to this Douglas offense. And I tell you what, just a tough night for GRC. Douglas is going to come back out with a 1st down with 1:12 seconds left, 21-0 in the lead. And right now it's been all Douglas, and on this drive they've got a short field to make it into even more points to get up 28 or 24-0. Douglas with the snap. Fake handoff. He's going to run it outside. He's got an opening there. Gets it down to the 10, all the way down to about the 7-yard line. Good play there by Douglas Stroutman. He was able to kind of had an option there to hand it or hold off. He held on to the ball, was to get it all the way down to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal for Douglas. 50 seconds left in this quarter. Douglas is not in any hurry right now. Looking over to the sideline for the offensive call. Douglas has one of the banners, so no one can see what their offensive call is going to be.
The 1st down and goal as the Broncos try and score a 4th touchdown in this opening quarter. Bursting up the middle, just shy of the goal line. They'll mark the ball carrier down inside the 1.
Douglas.
And that's going to close first quarter. That's Tay Allen, and the Broncos in full command after 1. They lead 21-0. Be right back after this on Glycod.
Paramedics do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Chris Labar, Rick Reams back live on the farm. Frederick Douglass in control. Trying to add one more as they'll have a 2nd down and goal from about the 1. Tay Allen the back. Allen gets the call, and he is in for another score.
Now Douglas is going to go for 2 here. That way, if they score again and get ahead and get an extra point, they can go ahead and get a running clock early on in this 2nd quarter, Chris.
It's Tay Allen's first touchdown rush of the year already in this game. Cooper Ranvier scored for the first time. I think Nathan McPeek has to be very pleased with how his team has responded tonight.
What did he say in his interview, Chris? He was worried about this game. I think his team has answered those worries tonight.
Is Allen now positioned to the right of Stroutman. Stroutman a key scramble on this drive. Douglas goes for 2 and in for an easy conversion. That ball caught by Kaysen.
Terry Kaysen had a big catch on a touchdown last week against Bryan Station. Good job there. You know, a lot of that 2-point, a lot of that time, excuse me, I can't talk. Some of those times, Chris, you try that 2-point conversion for later on in the year. You run that play to see how it's going to do and get some experience. But right now, GRC down 29-0 with 11:54 left before half.
Well, and some new pieces to this Bronco puzzle. Kaysen, a big screen for a score last week, and only a sophomore, you get the sense his role growing in this offense.
This entire team, Chris, is growing from the first game. Even though they played very, very difficult schedule, they have a lot of kids that are starting to see more and more and more play time. And, you know, Coach McPeek talked about it. Jackson Stroutman, he was not expected to play like this year because they didn't think they would need him, but they did, and he is really growing to get that going to this point of the season.
GRC yet to connect on a first down. They'll return, at least a potential return, and nope, that's the 5th touchback.
Stroutman, either direction, the wind's kind of blowing crossways, but he's having no trouble getting that ball into the end zone.
We'll see what GRC does at the quarterback position. Trey Davis, the freshman, gets the nod on the last drive. And you get the sense with Coach Cherico, he's still trying to find the right pieces with this offense.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, they thought, Coach Shear talked about it, they thought last week they've kind of gotten over that hump, had a very close game, could have won that game, missed the field goal. But, boy, I tell you what, the talent level right now is showing up. Is a lot different between these two teams.
It will be Sam Clements back at quarterback. Now Clements is actually in the backfield, and he's going to get the carry. So Clements is the featured running back with Trey Davis at quarterback, and Clements will lose about 2.
Yeah, you're trying to shake anything up you can. You're going to go ahead. And it looks like Trey Davis is going to be the quarterback. He's going over to the sideline. He's the one that's getting the calls. But right now, we talked about Clements' legs. Had some good runs against Bryan Station when we saw him the last time. So you try him at running back. You're going to try something different. Chris, what do you have to lose at this point?
Well, and I think this move may be more for the future as well, getting your best athletes on the field and see what you can do. As GRC will have a very difficult game. They'll host Franklin County next week, and then round 1 of the playoffs in 2 weeks. As Davis will hand it to Clements again, and Clements, nice yard up to the 24, so gain of about 5.
Yeah, so you get another third down here. Going to be interesting to see the last possession GRC had it. Trey Davis made a nice pass. It just kind of overshot his receiver. Be interesting to see if they're going to go ahead and let him pass the ball again. One of the big linemen for GRC is very slow getting up. Looks like he's going to stay in the game, though.
3rd down and 6. As the Cardinals 0 of 4 on 3rd down.
Yeah, the officials are going to call a official's timeout and let him get off the field there. He stayed down for a long time. Looks like Keenan Ogle there. Let's hope he's going to be okay, but he's walking very gingerly off the field.
Ogle, 5'9" sophomore. As GRC will have Haddon Cecil split out wide with Kamani John in the slot on 3rd down at 6. And a poor snap. Davis running for his life, and he'll just slide down at the 10 and a loss of 13.
Probably a smart play there. He just was not going to be able to outrun the Douglas defense. Second bad snap that we've seen. Doesn't matter which quarterback is in. So tough night, 3 and out once again.
Clay Turley will shuffle on as this snap brought down by Davis. 4th down and 19. Turley this time will punt from his own end zone. And he'll send it skyward off, aim to the right and out about the 35-yard line. And it will be a net punt of some 25 yards.
But still, I think that's a wise move on that part to go ahead, just punt that ball out of bounds. Do not give Douglas that 2 receivers in the back can break it for touchdowns. So now it's first down on the 35-yard line for Douglas.
We'll see what the Broncos do, how they elect to play the rest of this game in terms of giving some of their younger players an opportunity. Daniel Burnside, a sophomore quarterback, very high on the Bronco coaching staff radar. We'll see how much clock he gets tonight.
Oh, Chris, they're moving that punt. I thought they gave that punt a long way further. It's out at the 25-yard line.
So deduct 10 from that punt. So now you're looking at a 15-yard boot. And the Broncos, again, exemplary field position to start a drive as DeCurry Talbert is the back, and we're going to have a whistle. And a penalty as well.
Yeah, first penalty there. Looks like Talbert may have turned up the field a little bit early before that snap.
First and 15 at the 30-yard line.
He's so fast, he doesn't have to do that to get ahead, but that time he just got a little bit ahead of the snap count.
So first down and 15. As Talbert, again, DeCurry Talbert, the back, Terry Kaysen in motion, and Stroutman back to throw, trying to find Kaysen on a slant, and it will be incomplete.
Good pressure that time by GRC. They were able to get back and cause Stroutman to throw that ball a little bit before he wanted to, threw it in front of Kaysen.
Throw perhaps a little bit rushed from Jackson. And the Broncos trying to make this a running clock game, middle segment of the second quarter. Get 36 points or more makes it a running clock. And Stroutman out in the flat, and that's Darion Talbert, a spinning move, falling across to the 27.
I think the turf caught him that time because he had made that move, and we've seen him do that before. He's got so many moves there. He gets past that one, and he's going to walk into the end zone.
I don't think he walks doing anything.
No, that's very true.
But I see your point. They're down and long.
If you're GRC, if you remember on the very first possession, there's a 3rd and long for Douglas, but they were able to run it and get the first down.
2 receivers split out far as the ball lined up now on the near hash. And Stroutman back to throw, and wide open out of the backfield is Kaysen. First down, tripped up at the 11, and a gain of 17.
Really good throw there by Stroutman. Had a lot of pressure on him, was able to get that ball out there. And you said Kaysen was wide open, was able to get some yards after the catch also.
We've seen the growth and strength of Stroutman's arm as he throws that ball from hash to hash.
Yeah, and that time he had to flip it really fast because he had some defensive alignment after him. But, yeah, really good arm strength there.
First down and 10 from the 11.
Right across the middle there for
and
a touchdown.
An easy Broncos score. That's Cooper Ranvier again.
He's having a homecoming to remember, Chris. He's gonna be sore in the morning. He's had to do a lot of work tonight.
And Stroutman finding Cooper wide open. And the lead now at 35 for Frederick Douglass.
It's a big night for Douglas.
We thought this might be the case when we saw them so early in the season that as the season wore on, this was going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and I tell you what, this team, very, very impressive tonight. All business.
Stroutman holds and Ranvier pounding it through. We've reached a running clock. Broncos 36. George Rogers Clark nothing. Back right after this on Glycod.
Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Running clock, Frederick Douglass leading 36-0 to Cooper Ranvier touchdowns, a pair of touchdowns for Avion Chenault, Tay Allen with a score, and it's all Broncos. As Ranvier pounds another into the end zone.
Yeah, if you're GRC, Chris, you talked about it. This is a building opportunity. You've got to get some younger players in there. Wouldn't be surprised to see Douglas do the same thing, get some kids experience during this time. But right now, no first downs for GRC in 7 minutes or 8 minutes left in the second quarter with a continuous running clock.
Join us at halftime. We will update the ticker. Lots of key games going on tonight in Central Kentucky, the final week of district play. Also have some first half stats highlights, and then Rick will chat with UK offensive lineman and former Douglas Bronco Jagger Burton. Jagger here tonight. It is homecoming, so lots to look forward to at half. And GRC just trying to get to the half, giving up no more points. Davis rolling left, and there's a nice completion up to the 28-yard line. It's brought down.
Nice throw there by Davis.
Looked like Trey Davis on the catch.
Yeah. So
see who the quarterback is. That was Davis on the reception, gain of about 9.
So I have Clements back at quarterback, so kind of a rotating maybe possession by possession.
Clements will position Heath to his right as GRC tries to move the chains for the first time in this game. Back to throw, and that ball nearly picked off. Trying to find Davis again as it was nearly intercepted by Zion Strozier.
Yeah, Strozier, he had that ball, just kind of could not hold on to it, but Strozier was right there. He's going to be thinking about that one because that was a for sure interception.
That ball just out of the depth of our camera shot as it will be 3rd down and 1.
If they use Clements' legs here to try to get this first down, their first one of the game.
It might be a great play call. I think GRC will try anything. Heath, there's a first down as he lowers his shoulder and lunges across the 30 to the 32.
You know, in games like this, you build on little things, and getting that first down, that's something to build on. That gives you a little bit of momentum if you're GRC, so you just want to keep this drive going. As you said, Chris, your goal now is not to give up any more points in this first half.
Cardinals have given Frederick Douglass 2 very short fields. We're talking short inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, one from a quick kick, and the other went on a 4th down.
Clements will roll, swings it across. Nice grab, Kamani John up to the 40. They'll mark it at the 42, so they're finding something, getting Clements outside of the pocket.
Yeah, and we talked about it, that they had to do something different, and one way to do that a lot of times is to get your quarterback on the outside, roll that pocket out there, and let him throw the ball down the field.
Mark this at the 40, so officially a pickup of 8. It's 2nd down and 2. And Heath again with a call, and there's first down up to the 45-yard line.
Nice drive, nice answer right now by GRC. don't look at the scoreboard. If you're Coach Cherico, you tell your kids, we're building on this. We're going to keep on playing this game. Game is continuous clock, but let's see if we can't get down and score a touchdown and get the continuous clock to stop.
So 2 straight first downs. Hayden Heath getting that one as Cardinals back to work. And Clements reversing field. And just the closing speed of Douglas. And it'll be a loss of a couple.
Yeah, great job there by Douglas, because Clements, he almost was able to get through there and get a big game, but ended up losing about 5.
That was Quentin Christopher, 6'3", 194 senior on the stop. Loss of 3. So many players on that front for Douglas. They just rotate them.
Again, really don't lose a whole lot going first, second team.
Clements back to throw, and he's going to be completed up to the 47-yard line. It's Haddon Cecil, his first catch of the night.
Yeah, Cecil was able to make that turn, get that ball right out there, but really good job by Douglas to stay close to Cecil and make a tackle once he caught the ball.
Number 29, Dakota's Fields. Stop.
It's a 3rd down and long as we near the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. Broncos trying to improve to 5-3 on the year before a great wrap-up versus Boyle County next week as Clements rolling, heaving, and back for a catch is Cecil as he got behind the defense and a first down, a gain of 24.
Going to have a roughing the passer call also after that. Flags down on the field, so going to take that catch and then get 50 or half the distance again. Really nice job of getting outside that pocket. He knew he was going to take the hit, but, boy, he had receiver Cecil was wide open down there.
So first down coming up as the officials.
There may be offsetting calls here.
Got 2 penalties. One's back at the 45. Actually, 2 flags right at the 45.
Yeah. So it's a personal foul, a roughing the passer, and then a hold on GRC. So those penalties offset.
That's going to negate 24-yard reception for Cecil.
And Cecil took a big hit at the end there, so got up a little bit gingerly.
First down at 10.
Keep in mind that we also have hot chocolate and apple cider available for your consumption. Trade your
Homecoming tonight for Frederick Douglass. A great band performance at the half, and albeit cool, it's dry and a nice weather-filled night for high school football. As Clements on first down and 10. Rather a 3rd down and 10, I beg your pardon.
You talked about it, Chris. Just they get so much pressure back on him. That was one of the keys of the game. We talked about making Clements uncomfortable, and they've been able to do that. Going to be 4th and long. Wouldn't be surprised to see GRC go for it at this point with 1 minute left in the first half.
So 4th down and 10, and we're going to have an official stop and be a Bronco timeout.
So, Chris, we talked about, is this going to be a trap game? And right now the answer is no. Douglas has come out onto the field on homecoming, and they're taking care of their business, which speaks volumes about the leadership of this team, because your coaches can talk all they want, but your leadership has to come out. You have to tell your guys, we got to come out and play this game tonight. We can't worry about Boyle County. We can't keep on patting ourselves on the back after the Bryan Station game. And, boy, I tell you what, they've come out and done it tonight so far.
Great job of this coaching staff to get these kids ready. The 11th Region Girls Volleyball Tournament will begin on Monday. The drawing finalized this morning. We'll have the pairings for volleyball also coming up at half, and GRC going to go for it here on 4th down and 10. And Clements facing pressure from behind, and he's going to be bumped out.
Yeah, just could not find anyone out there. Really good job by the Douglas secondary. Clements runs out of bounds. Clock will keep on running.
So the Broncos
or maybe not.
Should have a play or so if they so choose. Talking with Nathan this morning about this team. He's close with so many coaches, so much mutual respect, but very fond of Coach Chirico. I know a few of Coach Chirico's staff members used to coach at Douglas, and there's such a small community here in Central Kentucky with these high school coaches.
Yeah, they are. And the thing I love, all these coaches seem to like each other. There's no animosity.
Stroutman back to throw. And another throw as Kaysen brings it down. Carter Maynard with a stop and another whistle.
A timeout here. Tell you what, right now we're kind of seeing Kaysen coming out of this on homecoming. He's really having a big night tonight, getting the ball a lot. And you talked about it, Chris. I think his game last week against Bryan Station really opened his eyes, but probably opened the coach's eyes to get the ball to him.
Really look forward to seeing his sophomore season on the hardwood with Coach Scarberry. He was a key part in that basketball run, especially at the latter part of last year.
I tell you what, between Kaysen and Avion Chenault on the basketball court, they're worth the price of admission to see those two play. And then you throw Mello Boone in. That's what I say. We got one guy on that basketball team that doesn't play football, and he may be one of the best players in the state.
Logan Busen.
Yeah.
A key part of that team as well.
So that team that went to the Sweet 16 last year, I tell you what, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And the same thing with the girls team at Douglas. I tell you what, this Douglas athletic program won their first volleyball district title. So I tell you what, very impressive for this school.
Lafayette transfer. DeMarcus Surratt eligible to play. He's also eligible to play in this game tonight. He'll play basketball as well as Stroutman rolling to the near side. And he's going to be bumped out. He's got a first down across the 35 to about the 31.
Douglas is going to use their final timeout.
Forced out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Haven't seen an official's indication yet on a timeout. Here we are. So will be a Broncos stop. First down and 10 on the other side. Stroutman's not going to win too many foot races, but he does have deceptive speed.
He does, and the thing is he's smart about his speed. He understands when to run and when not to run. That one, he found that opening around the outside, and the smart thing was, although with a continuous running clock, it didn't matter, but he took that step out of bounds to save a timeout in a game where the clock is not continuously running.
Dakari Talbert is the back, and a whistle again.
Again, looks like a quick start there for looks like three of the receivers moved.
Well, don't see any flags out there. Is there a GRC timeout? Haven't seen that indicated either.
Yep, that's what they called that time.
These officials, they've done a nice job, but they've not been the most demonstrative at times.
I think Coach Jericho has decided, you know what, if you're going to use your timeouts, I'll use my timeouts too. Let's neither team take any timeouts into the half locker room, which I love. I figure if you got three, go ahead and use them, and that's what they're doing right now.
Never miss an opportunity to coach your players.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think both these guys try to maximize every opportunity to do that.
And that's what you're doing right now. You're talking about things you've seen. You're talking about trends that you know. And they're even into position groups out here right now. Each coach with his own position group talking about the fact, with 33 seconds, let's not give up a touchdown here.
Dakari Talbert, boy, bright future for that freshman. He is to the left of underclassman and quarterback Stroutman. And Stroutman, he's looking at the far sideline, and Kamari John with an interception. And they're going to whistle that in for a touchback.
The officials blew the whistle awfully early. John is saying, I was still going to run, but they called a touchback there. So threw that interception. It was a big turnover. Just overthrew him about a yard there.
Stroutman's 7th pick of the season. And GRC football from their 20. That's a familiar starting point for them tonight.
Yeah, that is. Now, the last drive, they got a couple first downs, did a really good job. But, yeah, as you said, with touchbacks on kicks and then on an interception there, they're going to start at the 20-yard line again. I wouldn't be surprised to see them do anything but go down for a knee and just take this game into halftime.
Will be Bronco football to start the second half. Clements back to throw, facing pressure. He's going to heave it down the middle of the field. And that ball will be well underthrown, trying to find Davis.
Yeah, got, again, a lot of pressure there. That's kind of like taking a knee. You go ahead and throw that ball. The clock's going to continuously run out in the first half.
That's going to take us to halftime. And Frederick Douglass.
No, they're going to call a timeout.
Okay.
Well, there we go.
There we go. So it will be halftime. All Douglas tonight on the farm. They lead 36-0 over GRC. Back for more halftime coverage when we come back on Glycod.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
I love Head Start.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs. Make your statement.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path.
Rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. you can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by IBEW Local 369. Find out about their apprenticeship and training programs that help you earn while you learn. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential.
Halftime here at Frederick Douglass, 36-0. Broncos having their way over GRC. And boy, been very impressive, Rick, from the get-go.
Tell you what, we talked about it, trap game, Coach. Coach McPeek talked about the fact he was a little bit worried about this game, but his team has come out and they have played from the opening gun and just dominated this game. Really, Chris, we talked about this one thing we were a little bit afraid of with this GRC team being undermanned and just coming out here. A tough game against a tough Lexington school.
Clicking on all cylinders. Avion Chenault, 2 touchdowns. Cooper Ranvier, his first 2 of the season. Tay Allen has scored. It's been a cast of thousands for this Bronco football team.
You cannot just stop one player on this Douglas team and beat them. It's impossible. So I tell you what, these teams that are coming up, they're going to have to try to figure out how to control this entire team. And Chris, an easier job said than done.
We will update the halftime stats, also take a look at some highlights of it. Up next, Rick will chat with UK offensive lineman and former Frederick Douglass Bronco Jagger Burton. We'll have it for you on the other side on glycod.com.
New recruit? Take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity. It's about the best I can put it.
The cost of school is free, actually. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every two weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training. So you're getting paid to do your job.
You can start off with absolutely no knowledge, and they're going to give you the tools and the foundation to build up from there.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable, and they care about actually making sure you understand the information that they're presenting to you.
So I know that when I go to motor control, Wayne he's passionate about motor control, and he wants you to get it.
But it's really not like school. It's they're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field. So you're able to implement what you're learning almost on the fly. And sometimes you're learning more things in the field. By the time you get into the classroom, it's like, oh, I already know this.
They break the class down into smaller groups on your class day.
If you need help, you can easily look at whoever's sitting next to you and ask them for help. You know, everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself. This is an organization of brothers and sisters all working together to accomplish a common goal. We work together in the field, and then we become friends on the outside, and it's almost like a family organization at that point.
Nobody I've ever worked with has referred to this job as a job. I went from a job to a life-changing career. So coming out of the apprenticeship program, you can go into a variety of directions with your work. You can become a foreman, you can do motor controls at a manufacturing facility, you can specialize in fire alarm.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
So if you're the kind of person that likes to think things through or see how things work on the inside.
Someone that's detail-oriented, motivated.
I've always seen myself as a hands-on person. Being in an apprenticeship, I'm getting my associate's degree, doing electrical, and being able to do something hands-on.
If you like to build things, this is the place.
It requires you to grow up. Be accountable for yourself because, yeah, they're going to lay out tools to help you be successful, but it's up to you to, grab those tools and build yourself.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Welcome back to Douglas High School. We're at halftime where Douglas leads GRC 36-0. Lucky to be here with Jagger Burton, a UK offensive lineman. But Jagger, I want to take you back, all the way back to your days at Douglas. I know you're not that old, but still, I want you to think about the first time you walked on this field. What were your thoughts at that time?
Yeah, I mean, I went to I started off at LCA, and then I came over here my sophomore year. But I just remember thinking, you know, I mean, the facilities, especially for a high school team, just to, you know, how beautiful it is out here, and you know, all the stuff that, you know, the school has put into football, and, you know, making it a special place to play. And I mean, I have great memories here, and I mean, it was just awesome. I remember the first time, you know, finally getting to play after going through all those workouts here. You know, I didn't expect how hard they were going to be, and, you know, finally getting to come out and play and realizing, you know, how worth it was. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, this is a special place.
Let's talk a little bit about the success of the line that they've had here. What is it about this program that is kind of just a jump start for offensive, defensive linemen? What is it?
You know, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. You know, Coach Toll with the strength, you know, weightlifting program. I mean, it's just another level. It's close, you know, as I think you can get to college at a high school level. And he puts together workouts every day, and, you know, people, you know, listen to what he says. They respect him because they've seen, you know, all the athletes. I mean, even he was at Lafayette when Jedrick played there and Landon Young. So, you know, seeing what he's done, developing especially offensive linemen and defensive linemen, is a big part of it goes to him. And another big part is obviously Coach McPeek. You know, he was the O-line coach when I got here, but now being the head coach and, you know, really being able to control the reins of, you know, doing things his way and developing the guys up front. You know, a lot of coaches believe, you know, that's where the games are won, and I think he truly takes that philosophy to heart and really focuses on developing those guys along with everyone else.
So let's talk a little bit more about that fact. When you got to UK, was there a huge jump, or did you feel like this was prepared you for that jump?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you go to college, I think, you know, wherever you go to whatever high school, I think it's always going to be a big jump, especially up front. But, you know, I feel like if I would have went to different schools, I may have not have been as prepared as I was my first year to set me up, you know, to play relatively early at an SEC school. So, you know, they do an amazing job here, and I think everybody knows that, especially with the talent that's been pumped out, even the guys that are still here and guys that are coming up. I mean, even if you look at the sideline, and you're like, I was like, dang, there's some big guys that aren't even on the field yet, you know, and just knowing all they're pouring into those guys to develop them to be the next, you know, lineman to come out of here. It's a special thing just to see and kind of watch from afar now that I'm in college and get to come back, you know, on the bye week and stuff and see everyone is cool.
That's what I was going to ask you about next, is the fact with UK right now, it's kind of a nice night. You're here on homecoming. It's a bye week. Let's talk about this year so far with the Cats. You know, you started off gangbusters, had a couple tough games. How are you feeling? How's the team feeling right now getting ready for Tennessee next week?
Yeah, you know, we're just focused on us and, you know, bye week this week. I think everybody's just, you know, taking their minds off of it, you know, focusing on you know, what you can do as a teammate to be a better teammate for everyone else and put us in the best situation to win games. So,
Are you an athlete? I talk to athletes all the time. Some love to watch sports. Others say once they're off the field, they're done. Where are you in that place?
I love watching football. I mean, I'm excited tomorrow to watch Tennessee and Bama. You know, it's cool just to watch as a fan. You know, we watch a lot of film, and, you know, that's more analytic, dissecting things. It's more you're studying. Versus, you know, tomorrow, like whenever I watch football, I'm just watching as a fan. I just want to watch, you know, to have fun. And
so you're able to do that. You're able not to. You don't look just at the offensive lineman. You watch the whole game as a whole.
Well, to me, that's fun. Like,
right.
I like to watch, you know, guys, and, you know, I think there's always a little bit of it on, studying, especially since we play Tennessee next week. But, just watching other offensive linemen, seeing if I can take anything from them, especially NFL games, SEC games. It's just fun to watch. It's fun for me to see something, be like, oh, I might try that at practice, see if I like it, stuff like that. But tomorrow, try to turn that off a little bit and just watch maybe more receivers, stuff that most people watch. But yeah.
There you go. Well, let me ask you this for the final question, and that is, what advice, if you were able to talk to this Douglas team, if you were able to talk to the GRC team, what advice would you give these high school kids, knowing what you know, being where they are now and being where you are now?
I would just say, stick the course, and especially, trust your coaches. Like, there was a lot of moments growing up and going through high school I didn't think I could do it. It was always my dream, but, especially there wasn't, like, when I was growing up, it was Jed. That was like 8th grade. That was like one of the first, Jed and Landon, Walker, those guys were some of the first guys to come up and, go to SEC schools. I mean, there's been, all throughout, but just that I remember because I was younger and that was like the most impactful time to see them. So seeing Jed and those guys do it, I really kind of made me believe that I can do it. And that's, a big reason I went to UK. I wanted to come, and why I come back and stuff. I want to be around and know that, we care and we want to see them succeed, stuff like that. The guys who have moved on, and I know the guys who did go away would be here if they could, to watch. And but my biggest piece of advice would just be always do extra and do what your coaches tell you, and you got to have the grades at the end of the day. That's something that, there's probably plenty of kids out there that are better than a lot of kids that have offers, but they just don't have the grades. So that's number one, first thing. It's hard to hear that as a high schooler for sure.
Yeah, you're making a lot of parents proud right now.
Yeah.
Well, Jagger, I really appreciate your time. Thanks for
you all.
coming up and spending some time with us. Good luck in the week to come. And I tell you what, we're all fans of yours, but also the way you handle yourself. Thanks again. I know these kids look up to you, and that's got to be something powerful for you.
Yep.
So thanks. Have a blessed night, and we'll see you later.
Appreciate you
We'll
all.
be
Thank
right
you all.
back on Glycod.
For more than 35 years, online and through our branch office locations, Ruoff Mortgage has helped people discover, finance, and move into their homes with confidence. From the moment you send in an application to the day you get the keys, Ruoff keeps things moving exceptionally fast. By sharing knowledge and professional guidance, Ruoff Mortgage helps people see the potential and excitement in the homeownership experience. Visit one of our convenient branch locations or get started online at ruoff.com.
First responders do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
Let's get real. For a lot of people, 4 years of college might as well be a million. With us, you can get a certificate in a matter of months and start a career right away. College for the real world. College for your world.
I'm your overly competitive brother. Psych, and I'm about to steal this game from you, just like I stole Kelly Carter in high school, huh? No! And now you're ready to settle a score. Game over. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me. Thanks, bro. Take a lap, rookie.
Contact Louisville and Lexington Allstate agent Thomas Allen for a quote today. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Welcome back to the farm in Lexington. It is halftime. All Frederick Douglass as they lead George Rogers Clark. Chris LaBar back live with Rick Reams. Now for a look at your scoring summary presented by Community Action Council of Lexington. All Douglass. Cooper Ranvier with a pair of touchdowns, his first 2 of the season. Avion Chenal has 2, and Tate Allen with a 1-yard plunge. It's good to see Ranvier. All these catches throughout the year, his first score of the night.
Yeah, I'm really excited for him. The senior, you talked about it, only played half the game last week, had to go with soccer. And I tell you what, just a great athlete to be able to kick her. Chris, I'm not sure, and I think I've said this before, I'm not sure how many kicker-receiver combos you have in any part of the game, but I tell you what, he's a really good athlete and really has made himself better, and I'm sure he had to talk himself into the field. I'm just not a kicker, I'm also a receiver.
Individually, Jackson Stroutman, 9 of 12, 114 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Stroutman with 22 rush yards. Receiving, Avion Chenault, 3 grabs for 41 yards and a score. Ranvier, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns for 48 yards. Terry Kaysen, 2 for 23 for GRC. This is a team really struggling statistically. Sam Clements, 3 for 10 for 22 yards. Hayden Heath has 7 rushes for 13 yards. And Trey Davis leading GRC, 1 catch for 9 yards. And Cardinals, man, they've been up against it since we started.
Yeah, it's interesting because we've done 2 of their games, and both games they haven't gotten to the stadium until about 10 minutes before the game starts, and it looks like they've never gotten started tonight. As you said, every possession to start at the 20-yard line, just have not been able to get any offense going. A tough night for this team. As you said, they're depleted, next man up, but sometimes you just don't have the athletes with your next man up to play against a team like Douglas.
Take a look at some of the team stats. Douglas, 42 rush yards, 114 through the year. It's been a relatively clean game, only 3 penalties.
Yeah, that's one thing you can look at if you're both teams. But you talked about it, Chris. I'm sure Coach McPeek has found something to get on his team about at halftime. Coaches always do. Coach Cherico, you're trying to lift your team back up because they are. Although Coach Shear talked about the fact that they don't give up, this would be a time where it would be easy to give up. So Coach Cherico, I'm sure at halftime, is talking his kids up, keeping them in this game. You got to play another half. Let's see if we can't just turn the tide just a little bit.
Look at your halftime numbers presented by Traditional Bank. Who you bank with matters. Douglas in command on the farm. Be right back for the second half right after this on Glycod.
For more than 35 years, online and through our branch office locations, Ruoff Mortgage has helped people discover, finance, and move into their homes with confidence. From the moment you send in an application to the day you get the keys, Ruoff keeps things moving exceptionally fast. By sharing knowledge and professional guidance, Ruoff Mortgage helps people see the potential and excitement in the homeownership experience. Visit one of our convenient branch locations or get started online at ruoff.com.
First responders do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
Let's get real. For a lot of people, 4 years of college might as well be a million. With us, you can get a certificate in a matter of months and start a career right away. College for the real world. College for your world.
I'm your overly competitive brother. Psych, and I'm about to steal this game from you, just like I stole Kelly Carter in high school, huh? Foul! And now you're ready to settle a score. Game over. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me. Thanks, bro. Take a lap, rookie.
Contact Louisville and Lexington Allstate agent Thomas Allen for a quote today. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Frederick Douglass in control over George Rogers Clark, 36-0. As we take a look at the 11th region girls volleyball pairings announced this morning. Quarterfinals will commence on Monday, and Douglas hosting Madison Southern. Good to stream them last night, Rick. This is a team, they've had a little bit of a topsy-turvy season, but boy, they're playing well. A very impressive win over Sayre to win the district last night.
Yeah, and again, it's like a sports, any sport you're in, you want to be peaking towards the tournament time, and that's what they're doing. They have a tough district here, or region here. Dunbar, probably the class of this one. But I tell you what, this Douglas athletic program, don't count them out in any sport. And like you said, great job by you all last night streaming that district final for them to get their first victory, the first district championship, and see how far they can go from here.
Franklin County, Dunbar, Sayre, Madison Central, Lex Calf against number 1 RPI Great Crossing, the other quarterfinals. We hope to stream some of next week's tournament. We will release the schedule on social media here late this weekend. But again, 11th Region Girls Volleyball Tournament to begin early next week. Halftime, Douglas on top of George Rogers Clark. Second half when we come back on Glycod.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Well, we'll see what this Frederick Douglass offense can do here as we start the second half. Again, 36-zip.
You talked about, Chris, at the end of the first half. It'd be interesting to see what Douglas does. If this first series, maybe they bring their starters back out, let them have one more series, or if they let their second, third team players play for the entire half. Again, even Douglas, a team as good as they are, you still need to have those younger kids some experience just in case. You never know.
Really nice crowd on hand. Temps have dipped throughout the evening in the low 50s, I would guess, at this point. See a lot of hoods, a lot of toboggans beneath us. And this is the first of several home games in continuation for Douglas, certainly at home next week, and then at least through rounds 1 and 2 at the playoffs. Playoffs to start on November 3rd, and that's a low kick from Turley and a nice open field grab up at the 32-yard line as Douglas will begin right there.
Yeah, a lot of times you let that go all the way back to your kick returners, but that was, as you said, a good job there to get really good field position to start with.
That's Terry Kaysen, and the Broncos again a running clock. So this second half should be quite expeditious. Jackson Straubman back to work for the Broncos.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go with their first team, at least on this first series.
Two backs, and Dakari Talbert will get the call, and Talbert will barrel across the 40, and he'll pick up a first down.
Tell you, it's one thing you notice about all these athletes from Douglas is they have that spurt. He was able to get around the edge and then just turn the Jets on. Very, very good run there to start the second half.
Now you've got Darion Talbert and then his kid brother, Dakari. And Douglas in command here. They'll have first down from the 44. Same play call. Talbert to the left, probing, accelerating down that far sideline and tripped up at the 28-yard line. That's a gain of 28.
Good hole there to get Talbert through, and as you said, just a really good job there. Douglas not throwing right now. 2 straight runs, 2 successful first downs.
Really impressed with the patience of some of these backs. We saw it earlier on a Chenault touchdown rush. This time on an explosion from Dakari Talbert.
Yeah, that is so hard not to just try to rush it and get up to the line, but find your hole, wait, and then hit it.
And the Broncos, 2 quick rushes. They'll have it at the GRC 30. And a gaping hole, and Tay Allen is in for a score.
Didn't take long. 3 plays, 3 rushes, touchdown.
Tay Allen, his second touchdown rush of the night. This one from 30. And the Broncos pouring it on. I think Rick Reams could have scored on that rush. That was a big hole.
Chris, let's not go that far. now this cold is getting to your brain because Rick Reeves could not have scored on that one. I'm not sure I could have hit the hole on that one. But thanks for the thought. I appreciate it. I'm going to tell my wife you said that.
Allen, his second score, and
different.
Sure was. That might be Aranda. That's Stephen Aranda. How about that? So Aranda gets the point after. We'll step aside. Broncos in control.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Cartown Kia. Visit their showroom at 3120 Lexington Road in Nicholasville, or browse their inventory at cartownkiausa.com. Cartown Kia, movement that inspires.
3-play, 65-yard drive as the Broncos tack a score on to start this second half. Tay Allen, 30-yard touchdown rush, had a 1-yard plunge earlier. So Allen, Chenault, Ranvier each with 2 touchdowns tonight. Terry Kaysen with a 2-point conversion. And the Broncos well in control. It's cradled by John, and John squirming up the middle of the field, and that ball's going to cough up behind him and gathered back at about the 16-yard line. I believe GRC was able to gobble it up.
Yeah, made a really good run there, but then at the end was just hit, and you could tell that helmet went right on the ball, knocked it backwards, and thankfully for GRC, they were able to recover it.
Carter Maynard picked it up in the scrum. We'll see if we can take a deep look at this. Saw Maynard with a nice open space tackle earlier in this game. A nice pass break up this, a fumble recovery.
Definitely Johnny on the spot there.
From the 16. Average starting field position for GRC has been inside the 20. Clements scoops up that poor snap, and he's going to flip it forward. Was he out of bounds?
You know, see if they call him down, or that could be intentional grounding, but it's like they're gonna call him out of bounds there.
Yes, Clements.
Well, they're going to give him the incomplete pass.
Well, nothing wrong with that in a 43-point game. Coming up next week, first time we talked about this, by the way, the All-Glycod team will announce the winners in Central Kentucky, and really looking forward to that, as well as the Glycod Player of the Year. Southern Indiana team announced last week. There's Kamani John with the grab, and John wiggling back to the initial line of scrimmage.
So he would get a little bit of yardage there, so now you got a 3rd and long.
Mark this at the 19. Be John's second catch of the night. And we won't want to talk too much about this until next week, but just quickly, the quarterback position in Central Kentucky. It is very difficult to really distinguish, I think, between the top couple this season.
Yeah, you don't really have a front runner in the quarter, which is really odd because you usually have that with the quarterback position.
Clemens will roll out, be back. He'll pick up a couple before down and long.
Looks like GRC is going to go for it here again. And you talked about the field position for GRC, but if you look at Douglas on the other side of the field, their field position has been very, very good for them. Almost all their drives starting on the GRC side of the field.
At the 23. Broncos at home next week. We'll have it for you. They'll welcome Boyle County. That should be an interesting matchup. Two powerhouses as they both get ready for deep postseason runs.
Well, what a way to end the season there.
GRC at home versus 4A power Franklin County. As Clemens rolling out on 4th and long. And he's going to be devoured back inside the 15.
Yeah, that's a worst-case scenario there for GRC. If you're Clemens, you have to learn on that play. Even on a 4th down, you're going to have to throw that ball and get away. There was just 3 Douglas defenders around him, and he had nowhere to go. Just get rid of that ball.
The Broncos going to tee it up inside the 15. And we'll see. Got several new numbers out there. We're going to have a new quarterback. Daniel Burnside, the backup quarterback, and Burnside on a quick slant, and it will be incomplete.
Again, that's one of those things. Sometimes you think, why is he throwing the ball at this point in this game? But again, if Stroutman gets hurt, you've got to have someone ready to come in, has been in game position, and has made at least a pass. So that's what you're doing right now.
Intended for DeMarcus Surratt. Be second down at 10. Lafayette transfer, his first game of eligibility. And Burnside with a handoff inside.
Good job there that time by the defensive line for GRC.
Like Chris Jones on the carry.
Maybe Josiah Lemon in the
That's
backfield.
what the PA announcer said. That doesn't
Number
match.
17.
Like 47 got the carry. Burnside sacked back at about the 18-yard line.
Yeah, good job there by GRC's defense. Again, you're playing against a younger offensive line now for Douglas. So now you're going to have a 4th down. They're going to go for it here also and see if they can get a first down and keep this drive going.
Well, you missed Terry and Hicks' punt twice last week. That was certainly interesting, talking with Coach McPeek this week with Ranvier moving to the soccer field. So they had a competition last week as to who the backup would be in case Ranvier wasn't there. Hicks won the competition, and the cornerback and left-footed kicker punted twice.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed that.
Well, you had to be there as Burnside. A great pass, and that ball is caught for a touchdown.
What a pass.
Burnside, his first career touchdown. See if we can get a number, Rick, as to who brought that in.
They're all swarmed around him right now, so let's see. These eyes aren't as good.
Burnside putting that right on the money. And Stephen Aranda on for a point after. Jeremiah Lowe is going to hold. And Aranda powering it up and through. Douglas, they put 50 on the board. We'll step aside. More coverage after this.
I'm Dr. Jenny Millen. I'm owner and chiropractor at Triple Crown Chiropractic and Wellness. I started this practice in 2010, and traditional bank is the 4th bank I've tried. After switching, I feel like I'm home. I'm from a small town, and that hometown feel of knowing that they care about where you are now and where you are going in the future, that is a win-win for me.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Daniel Burnside to DeAndre Clay, the connection. And the Broncos leading by 50. Nice touch on that pass.
A 4th down pass right in the end zone, right where it had to be. Give Clay a chance to run under it, catch the ball. Really nice pass.
And Stephen Aranda will punt. Well, and kick off. We haven't seen the Broncos punt tonight. Oh, my, and that's a doozy. And Aranda with the touchback.
There you go. The sideline's going crazy for him. But, yeah, he got all of that ball. And on a colder night, sometimes it's hard to get a long distance on that. But, boy, he got that one all the way in the end zone. And once again, GRC starting at the 20-yard line.
Aranda going to get some attaboys as he comes to the Broncos sideline.
Good for them. And, this is what you like to see. You like to see the upperclassmen excited for these kids that don't get to play. But, boy, they put the time in and practice every week playing freshman JV games out here on Friday nights.
Freshman victorious earlier this week versus Boyle County. It was a low-scoring game. And the varsity teams will match up 1 week from tonight as GRC has Trey Davis, a quarterback. And, oh, my, Davis, a gaping hole. That's Heath. Hayden Heath across the 45 to the 48.
Yeah, they just a direct snap to Heath, and boy, he hit that hole fast and was able to get through the secondary. By far the longest play of the night for GRC.
Sure was. Gain of 26 as Heath will take it near the 50 as the Cardinals perched at their own 46-yard line. They've yet to have a snap in Douglas territory tonight.
Well, they have Heath at quarterback now. He went over, got the play on the sideline, so going with another quarterback.
Yeah, a little Wildcat as Heath again finding something against this defense, and he's close to a first down.
Yeah, very, very good call there. This classic Wildcat. Looks like JoJo Kemp in the backfield there. Get that run going, and boy, they had 2 big runs there.
Oh, you're going old school.
I am old school. So, I could go back to Sonny Collins, but we did not run the Wildcat back then, so I can go back that far.
First down and 10 as the Cardinals at the Bronco 44. Great job by our crew here tonight. And Heath, forward leverage again, nearing a first down. They'll mark this a couple yards short at the 36.
Yeah. GRC said, if you can't stop it, we're going to keep on running it, just like JoJo Kemp against South Carolina in Commonwealth Stadium.
That's going to take us to the end of the third, a running clock. It's been a quick third period. Douglas in control. They lead 50-0. Fourth quarter coming up after this.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Back to the farm on Glycod. Chris Labar alongside Rick Reams. Joe O'Mellan on camera. Shidrok Artistani, our on-site producer. And Wildcat again as Heath powering forward, and this will net a first down.
Yeah, again, something for GRC to build on, try to run this. Right now they're having success with that. Putting Heath back a little further in the backfield on those snaps, so really getting a good job, and they're going to keep Heath in there at quarterback.
So the third quarterback in this game for the Cardinals. Clements starts. Davis played a series, and now Heath with a series on first down at 10. This Cardinal team, a proud history, one-time state champion, and talking with one of their beat writers earlier today how quickly things change. This was a team that had both Kalen Washington, standout back for Bryan Station this year, in their backfield last year, as well as Bryce Chestnut. Two great backs, and tonight they have neither.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like you say, Chris, it's so hard, especially in the high school game. I mean, you see it in the college level too, the drop-off between first, second, and third string. But in the high school game especially, I tell you what, these kids, a lot of them, they just don't have the bodies yet to be able to withstand the pressure of these high school games, and that's what you're seeing with GRC.
The first down and 10. As GRC threatening points inside the Douglas red zone. And Heath angled back for a gain of about 3 to the 14.
And again, I think you're going to see all the way down, if GRC can get the ball in the end zone, they're going to give it to Heath and let him just run it the rest of the way.
Well, he's earned the opportunity on this drive alone.
Yes. He came up a little bit slow there. I think he's a little bit tired.
So Heath will check out.
Actually, he's going over to get you're right. So they're going to go back in.
Heath is out of the visibility of your screen. He will check out. Trey Davis is in the Wildcat, and Davis pounding forward.
He's going to keep on doing that until Douglas can stop him, and so far they haven't.
This might be something the Cardinals want to try more next week.
Absolutely. Again, this is all, you try a little bit of everything. You have success with this. Again, they're snapping the ball back about 6 or 7 yards. Let your running back, let him get a little bit of head of steam before he hits it. And, boy, he's been getting a lot of carries right up the middle.
They're down in medium. It is Heath again, and he will be definitely going to get a first down, and the Lakes keep driving. It's first down and goal.
Yeah, great job there. Did not go down, just kept on moving. And let's give the officials some credit. It's so easy for the officials to blow an early whistle there, and they let the play go on. Pushed that line and just kept on going.
You know, playoffs certainly revamp game plans, gimmicks, if you will. And I think you might see more of this in the final few weeks for GRC this season.
Yeah, there's something that they just saw that they thought, let's give it a try and see what happens. But you're right. This is something, if you're scouting this team, if nothing else, you're going to have to put this, you're going to have to try to scout against it. So that's another good thing.
First down and goal from the 4. Heath up the gut, and this time twisted for a loss of a half yard.
Yeah, really good job there by the Douglas lineman getting in there and just slinging Heath down.
Get the sense, although these are the Douglas 2s and in some cases 3s, a lot of pride not to give up points.
Absolutely. You're up 50-0, and you want to keep it that way, and you know your coaches have told you the same thing. Really good job there with stopping that. You know, sometimes you just say, okay, you've run it down our throat. You're not doing it this time, and we're able to get the stop there. Wouldn't be surprised to see the same thing again, Chris.
Under 8 minutes left. High snap, and Heath going to take a pounding as he tries to move the rock. Slung back to the 2.
It's going to be interesting because they're going to run 2 more plays to see if Douglas can get a huge stop on a 4th down. This, I know, is 3rd down, but you're going to see this twice.
I'm not sure how much practice time GRC has put in with this Wildcat attack.
it's interesting. It's the same formation that they have 2 weeks ago when they played at Station, where they did their quick kick. They dropped the run back this far, which is good because that gives your center a little more experience snapping the ball back a little bit further.
Heath again in the gun. This time he's going to roll left, trying to seek the edge, and he'll get in. And Hayden Heath scrambles for 6.
Smart play there. They changed it up. They've been running that ball up the middle all the way down the field and were able that time to get to the outside. Heath was able to find the end zone.
That's a nice drive for a Cardinal team really needing a pick-me-up.
We've talked about this the whole game. You build on little things. GRC is going to have to call a timeout. They didn't have their kicker out there.
That's Heath's 6th touchdown of the year, and we'll keep things here as the Cardinals pause. Coming up at the conclusion, we'll have the Elite Building Products Most Outstanding Player. 1 student athlete from each team will be recognized. Also update the ticker and provide some analysis on what should be a very interesting Week 11 next week, final week of the regular season. We'll have a rundown of our Glycod schedule as well.
Yeah, so as you said, this is the last game for the district, so there's some interesting matchups next week. Again, for this Douglas team to have a huge tune-up with Boyle County, but I think that's going to do wonders for them in the playoffs. Same thing with Boyle County come and finish, because we know Douglas has 2 byes, Chris, because they have a hard time finding teams that will play them. Boyle County, they're not going to duck them.
Kudos to both these teams, as GRC will host a very solid Franklin County team next week, as the Cardinals going to go for 2. Heath looking for the boundary again, and this time he will be denied. So the song remains the same, 50-6. Back in 30 seconds after this from Lexington Outdoor Power on Glycod.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Douglas will receive after the George Rogers Clark touchdown and a running clock. Broncos led handily at the turn, and they've tacked on 2 more touchdowns in this second half. GRC just now on the board. Let's see who returns here for the Broncos. That's a low kick and going to be grabbed at the 18. It's Dakari Talbert, and he's got plenty of speed to burn as Talbert races up the near edge just shy of the 50.
Yeah, like you said, he was able to scoop that up, and then, boy, he just ran all the way across the field, got some blockers, and moved it all the way up to almost midfield there.
Looked like Talbert had an issue scooping up that ball.
Boy, if you're going to have an issue scooping up, that's the result you want at the end.
See what the Broncos do. Daniel Burnside, by the way, if he just joined us, through his first varsity touchdown, he put it right on a dime to DeAndre Clay on the last Bronco drive.
Yeah, a 4th down play, just went through it right over his shoulder, dropped down for a perfect pass.
It's Bronco talent pipeline runneth deep.
Yeah. You know, that's what I was thinking when I was talking to Jagger Burton about all the players that have played here and just the success that this school has had. Unbelievable.
You have a flag, perhaps?
Yeah, they called a personal foul after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on Douglas.
Mark that back at the 34-yard line. Got a new quarterback as well for the Broncos.
Burnside taken down at the 31-yard line.
Be a 3-yard loss. Try to pick up that number as definitely a new Bronco quarterback.
Yeah, it turned the wrong way there. Or the running back ran the wrong way, but made a fake to no one.
2nd down and 13. Playoff positions will be finalized at the conclusion of all these games tonight in Kentucky. Gain up at the initial line of scrimmage. Broncos in all likelihood will host Henry Clay. Henry Clay 0-9 after losing tonight to Tate's Creek. And GRC the 4 seed on their district.
Yeah, that's one thing you can say about Kentucky high school athletics. Every football team plays in the playoffs. So you can have a lot of teams 0-9 playing against other teams.
Pass out in the flat, and oh my, that ball loose, and it will be whistled incomplete. Looked like TJ Stewart, the intended target.
Yeah, he's shaking his head saying, don't leave me out there like that the next time. But, boy, he took a big hit. Something we've not seen all night. Douglas is going to have to punt.
We'll see Terrion Hicks. Well, there you go, Rick.
Okay,
you're going to watch the left-footed corner.
There you go.
He was offered by Stanford this week. Of course, he's committed to Northwestern, and Coach McPeek said, "Hey, it's because they've seen you punt.
Yeah,
they saw you. They saw you punt last week.
You added a whole new dimension to your game."
Now, wait till you see this. Oh, come on now, punt it, Terrion. He's going to scramble as Hicks loose up the near sideline, and it will be a 1st down.
Got a 1st down. See, you got me all excited, Chris. I thought I was going to see a left-footed punt. And what did he do? He takes off and just gets that 1st down.
What a great athlete, but Hicks going to move the chains, and the Broncos a couple snaps away from wrapping this up.
Yeah, I tell you what, just a really, really nice play there. And you laugh about that, but again, that's something later on. If you need that, you know now that you can get it. So good job there by Hicks. But again, you just let me down on that. I was excited to see it.
This Bronco coaching staff, really both these coaching staffs, but Frederick Douglass, yes, they have the talent, but what they do with the talent is really impressive. Pass out in the flat, caught. A gain of about 2 up to the 49.
Yeah, and if you were able to hear my interview with Jagger at halftime, I think it's really impressive. He talked about the strength coach. He talked about what the plan was, how every player has his own individual plan and how much that meant to him.
Nearing the 2-minute mark is the Broncos. Again, that one went awry from the get-go. And short of a 1st down as the quarterback powered back by the 45-yard line.
Yeah, a really good job, though. A low snap, and then would just miss the handoff there.
Nice job making something out of nothing.
45-yard line. 3rd down and 2.
So 3rd down and a deuce. A couple of snaps away from Broncos' 5th win of the season against 3 losses. Broncos RPI at 9 coming in. Number 2 male blasting number 3 Bullet East, so that will help the Broncos cause, and pickup of a loss of a half yard, it looks like.
Yeah, so on this 4th down, as you said, I think you just have another snap, try to get this 1st down, and then this game should end after that.
With a minute left.
Oh, 4th down and 4. Less than a minute to go in tonight's game.
Might just have a knee here or
Yeah.
Something minor for the Broncos.
I would like to give out the quarterback's name, but from what I can see, he's number 33, and I don't have him on my roster.
Well, he's going to chuck it, and he's going to throw it way up in the air. And a great catch back at the 13-yard line.
Really good job there. Great throw. Threw it as far as he could, and a great catch out there by Douglas.
That one stayed up there for a long while. That's going to be the final play of this game.
Caught up in the wind here.
And the Broncos put away George Rogers Clark.
GRC 6. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Two class coaching staffs shake hands at the 50. Douglas a winner tonight over George Rogers Clark. More coverage from Week 10 right after this on Glycod.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now, through everything that's come our way. We've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher, by making a real difference in the communities we serve, and by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
I love Head Start.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by CSL Plasma. Be rewarded for your generosity. CSL Plasma. Do the amazing. Help save lives.
Back live at the farm, Frederick Douglass improves to 5-3 on the season, blasting George Rogers Clark 50-6. Just impressive from the get-go, Rick.
Yeah, they came out. We talked about it. They needed a fast start. That's exactly what they did. They were able to stop GRC on the first possession, and then really after that, they just showed their athleticism, took over the game. GRC finally scored that touchdown in the fourth quarter, but boy, what a performance by Douglas tonight.
Cooper Ranvier, a pair of touchdowns. Tay Allen with 2 scores. Avion Chenault had a couple of scores. We had a touchdown reception off of a Daniel Burnside pass. DeAndre Clay caught that one. Really a cast of characters tonight for Douglas as they improve to 3-0 in the district. They will be the number 1 seed and guarantee 2 home games in the playoffs, which will start on November 3rd. So Douglas, a big winner. Up next, we'll have a look at your final numbers. Also, a little bit later, our Elite Building Products Most Outstanding Players. That after this on Glycod.
New recruit? Take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Last season, Glycod streamed over 160 games. As our presence grows throughout Kentucky and Southern Indiana, we have a need for production, sales, and social media support. If you've ever wanted to pursue a career in the fast-paced world of broadcasting but didn't know how, these opportunities could be for you. For more information, please contact info@glycod.com.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Frederick Douglass, a big win tonight over GRC as we take a look at some of your final team numbers presented by Traditional Bank. Who you bank with matters, 121 and then 169, so a lot of balance tonight for Douglass.
Yeah, just an overall impressive night. Good offense, as you said, good balance there, passing, running. Really, GRC's defense just didn't have an answer.
Jackson Stroutman finishes for 9 of 12, 114 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Takari Talbert, leading ground gainer for the Broncos, 3 carries, 47 yards. Tate Allen has 4 rushes for 41 yards and 2 scores. And Avion Chenault, 3 catches, 41 yards, a touchdown. Cooper Ranvier, 2 for 48 and 2 scores. For George Rogers Clark, quarterback Sam Clements, 4 of 12 for 24 yards. Hayden Heath, 16 carries, 69 yards, and a score. And Trey Davis, 1 grab for 9 yards. And literally until the last 6-8 minutes of the game, until GRC went with a Wildcat, they didn't do anything on offense.
They just could not. They didn't get any first downs. They just couldn't move the ball. They kept on getting terrible field position, had some bad snaps that moved them back. Just a really tough night overall for GRC. But as you said, it's going to be interesting, Chris, to see if that Wildcat is used more and more after the success they had there at the end of the game.
Tonight's Most Outstanding Players presented by Elite Building Products, and we'll have them for you next on Glycod.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs, make your statement.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
For more than 35 years, online and through our branch office locations, Ruoff Mortgage has helped people discover, finance, and move into their homes with confidence. From the moment you send in an application to the day you get the keys, Ruoff keeps things moving exceptionally fast. By sharing knowledge and professional guidance, Ruoff Mortgage helps people see the potential and excitement in the homeownership experience. Visit one of our convenient branch locations or get started online at ruoff.com.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Tonight's Most Outstanding Players presented by Elite Building Products in Nicholasville, locally owned with an outstanding selection of windows, doors, and siding. For more info, visit them at elitekentucky.com. Who are you going with, Rick?
Well, I think there was a bunch of players for Douglas that could have gotten it, but for GRC, I think there was only one player, and that was Hayden Heath. We talked about it, had 69 yards rushing, had the touchdown, did a really good job in the Wildcat. Be interesting to see how he does it for that. And then with Douglas, you have players that scored 2 touchdowns, but I think the one with Avion Chenault, he had a receiving touchdown and that punt return, or actually, well, I guess it was a kind of a pitch, but that punt return just showed a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism, just an overall great night for Douglas. So let's give this one to Avion Chenault.
Well, and with this offense, and Darion Talbert, I think, certainly is becoming the alpha dog, and Chenault, all that talent. If Chenault can continue to grow, this offense is going to be something else.
Yeah, and let's not forget about Terry Kaysen, had a huge game tonight also, and just one of those things. But like you said, this offense is starting to get their feet underneath them. Really impressive. And boy, I tell you what, with this record, some teams are going to look at Douglas and think, why are they rated that high? But boy, I tell you what, on the field, they proved it.
3 games will wrap up our regular season coverage. Next week, this crew will be back right here for Boyle County and Douglas. And kudos to both these teams because end of the year, doesn't mean anything in the district. A lot of teams will maybe take the week off, schedule down. Not the case next Friday.
No, and it's one of those things, as you said, both these coaches understand that if you take a week off, if you have a really easy game, you're going into those playoffs just a little bit not on your top. So even no matter which team loses that game next week, they're going to pay dividends in the playoff from playing that game.
Hopkinsville, Pleasure Ridge Park, North Oldham County, other games on Glycod next week. That'll do it for us tonight. Huge thank you to our great crew. Steve Bird has been our executive producer. Joe O'Melian on camera with Shidroke Artistani, our production assistant. For Rick Reams, I'm Chris Labar. Good night from Frederick Douglass High School. Thank you.